Welcome, spooky friends, and those of you who are just dipping your toe into the horror movie genre. This is the B3 podcast, and I'm your host, Ray. And today we have a very special treat for you. We were given an advance screener of Beyond Mamushi. It's a new movie coming out as of last month, I believe, by writer and director M.W. Daniels. It's a short film, only about 50 minutes. M.W. Daniels is pretty much known. He is a well-known composer, but also this is one of his latest short psychological horrors or thrillers. I don't know if it's so much thriller, but definitely psychological horror. I don't want to go too much into it because it is so short and there are things that I don't want to give away. But this is a very short, small cast. So we've got Corina Jayne as Kate. We have Jemma Thompson as Amma Mamushi. We have Gary Cross as Chris, Stephen Atkins as Len, and Kathy as D.I. Lindsay Goodall. Like I said, very small cast. It's only 50 minutes. We spend most of our time with Kate and Chris. This to give you an idea of I'll just give you the summary, and then I'm going to tell you what I liked about the but the movie, and then I'm just going to kind of tell you where to find it or where you can look to get more information about how to screen it. Because again, I do not want to give too much away. I really enjoyed this. I'm actually very interested to see the other films of M.W. Daniels because I thought he had a really good voice here and he did some really good stuff. And he made some really great choices. In particular, I think he used his money well, but we'll get to that in a second. When Kate Andrews' perfect life in her dream home implodes under her partner's sadistic psychological brutality and her medication-fueled hallucinations. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what I really like about this movie is you are off kilter through all of it. From literally Jump Street. We have this, opening scene of her flying a kite, and then we watch her walk home. She opens the door to her new home, and then we get this flashback, which I loved how he did this. He did it almost seemed like it was on film, like it was on a camcorder almost, for the flashback to show them happy in this house, dancing together, just moved in. And so we're led to believe somewhere in between, was that just a happy day in her life, one good day, or did something start to happen once they moved into this house? Again, I'm going to leave it at that because I do not want to spoil too much about this movie. I will say, I think I think the cast itself was fantastic. I think, in particular, both Gary Cross and Corina Jayne are fantastic. Corina Jayne in particular, I just felt for her. You just feel for her because it's almost as if she doesn't understand what's going on. So we as the audience are like, man, if she's confused, we're really confused. And I think they play this really good, they stretch that line and they go back and forth over it, whether to keep you on the edge of your seat. Is this a hallucination? Is this, has this been something he's been doing? It is very much, I will give a trigger warning. There's a lot of domestic violence in here. And so I will say, you are kind of left with, did this happen once they started coming to the house? I can't imagine with the amount of practice, it almost seems it's just not new to him. So the way he's kind of tortures her, it's not new. It's something he's been honing his skills. Let's just say that. But as the viewer, you're coming and going, okay, I don't necessarily know if this is because we're also led to believe that, maybe the house, I mean, it's not, but you definitely get this feeling did this all start here? Is this ground zero for this stuff to happen? And at the same time, Kate is talking to this person named Amma Mamushi, and they're trying to give them guidance of what they think that Kate should do in this situation. That's again, that's all I want to kind of put out there. But I did want to indicate, for those of you with trigger warnings, that there is some DV involved. So if you are in a DV situation, you have experience with it, or you're triggered by it, just go in knowing that. I don't think it's going to be anything that's going to traumatize or re-traumatize you. But I don't want you to, I don't know what your situation is. So, I will say that, I think if we're talking, usually I do a compliment sandwich, but again, I want to keep this really short and I don't want to give anything away. So I want to say, I think he uses money so well because the scenes that are quote unquote, explicit or gory, he does a really good job with. There is a neck cut scene in this movie that is slow It is slow, like very intricate. Like you could definitely, it is zoomed in, so you are definitely seeing like it's fantastic. I think he did a great job with that. I think he did a fantastic job building the suspense and building this sense of like almost a dreamlike quality of like what is truth here, and what is she hallucinating? Is this because she's not getting her medication, or is this something else? Yeah, there's grounding in reality, but there's enough of a dreamlike dreamlike feel that will keep you kind of a little bit more in a state of confusion. So I will say, yeah, like I said, there with Corina and Gary having to play these parts, which I'd love to know more about like their process of how they actually like, as two actors really not knowing each other, coming in and being this is quite intimate for this situation and the material that's being presented. But I think everybody in this movie did a fantastic job. So I will say I would give it, if you can get a chance to see it, definitely do so. Again, it's 50 minutes, but it will definitely make you want to know more, especially the last scene of this movie will be like, what? And it will definitely encourage you to want to get, learn, see more from M.W. Daniels. But just to give you a little idea of what his background is, he had a lot of composing, but he's done a lot of shorts coming back from 2018. Looks like a lot of them are kind of on the kind of horror side, so he has a good pedigree for it. So, again, I would go to his Instagram if you're looking for a way to find out how to stream this or how to, I would assume that there might be. It looked like it won a competition recently, a horror film competition, so or festival. So I would say like keep an eye out, but definitely go to his Instagram and maybe send him a message saying, hey, I'm interested in, where can I find this? Where can I see it? Where can I view it? But yeah, I would totally recommend Beyond Mamushi. So this is we try to be weekly horror movie podcast. Wow. Where we watch a movie and we talk about it. Sometimes we do to be or not to be. Sometimes we do one-off reviews such as this of new movies that have just come out. But until next time, if you like what you see, please check out our channel, look for more, hit like, subscribe, hit the notification button, throw some high points if you'd like. All of our information's in the description below. But until next time, keep it spooky, bitches! Boogans.